ultimate requires a lot of energy. What? Damage outside. Okay, out of all the units I saw here, this is probably, with all due respect to the order, this is probably like the least amount of effort I've seen in the entire tier list. Those 3 points literally just says, it's like bro is speaking without speaking. He is writing without writing. The ultimate needs a lot of energy, and the damage outside the ultimate is for you. Why? Okay, why not just say it? Final needs a lot of stacks for his Chrysos hair core flames. Welcome back. I have stumbled across this particular tier list over here, recommended to me by none other than someone starting the letter S and ending the letter A, on the best tier list in the Honkai Star Rail history. This is the objectively speaking best tier list in HSR as of January 2026. So without further ado, let's take a look at this particular website over here, going by the name of Game 8, with more than 2,000 bookmarks, by the way. So that's how you know this is a really good guy. So let's go down this right now. Tier list guy. Okay, looking good. All right. Okay, yep, very good. Okay, assuming all characters are E0, ideal setups, brief explanation of why they are placed in their tiers, reduce points from a character's overall and general ratings based on their dependence on specific factors such as requiring certain islands, light cones, or 5-star supports to perform well in the current environment of HSR Endgame HP inflation. Endgame will be upgraded regularly as stage buffs change across phases. So this is Mock, Prefer, as well as Asa. Okay, let's take a look at this right now. Starting off at SS tier, we have Phynon, Casteris, Anexa, Herta, Sunday, Tribi, Evernight, Hyacinth, DHBD, Huo, and Faith. Okay, this list is 100% factual, by the way. This list is 100% factual. I don't care what. And this is the reason why it is the best tier list in HSR, right? I don't even need to see anything else. And with that, we have come to the end of my verification that this is, in fact, the best tier list in HSR. Okay, so let's just take a look at our quick notes. So this is overall, general, and endgame. I don't really know what the difference, but we'll just dive overall. Powerful DPS during enhanced state. Okay. High survivability during enhanced state. Okay. The spell debuffs. Free to play friendly teams and Lycons. W. Oh, but damage outside of enhanced state is only decent. Bro, that's like me saying Casteris doesn't deal damage if she doesn't summon Pollux. That's like saying Cyrene doesn't do nothing if she don't cast her ultimate. Exceptional SS tier. Let's take a look at characters right here. Powerful AoE damage, skill point neutral, free to play friendly teams again, revive a global passive, but the Lycon options are limited. I think they gave the additional alternative, right, from what we had recently. But I think the most definitive statement is that the revive global passive does in fact change anything. SS tier, if I can say so myself, down to Casteris. So Anexa, implant missing weaknesses. Skill is great for both single target and mobs. No. He's completely garbage at mobs. Try running Anexa in Anomaly Arbitration with the Lion and the Horse. Alright, you try running Anexa the Lion, let me know how it's gonna be doing. A crowd control with ultimate, not really true, because half the bosses in this game are just immune to the damn thing, so it does absolutely nothing. Free to play friendly teams and Lycon option. Okay, Lycon option, yes. To be fair, I think free to play option also kinda, because RMC is a unit. AoE damage is weaker compared to other average edition units. I am almost absolutely certain A Nexa can deal more AoE damage than Qingyuan and Himiko. I'm almost certain, just from like raw multipliers alone. But let's take a look at D Herda right here. Powerful AoE damage, can hold her own in single target scenarios. I think bro is playing in version 1.5, where you can one-shot the entire team with a single stellar ultimate. Skill point heavy. That is 100% factual, by the way. So W, as well as a free-to-play friendly team. Very, very good. Very, very... Alright, Sunday. My favorite unit in the entire HSR. Holy, there's a lot of yep. Provides turn advance to a single unit and their Mimo sprite. And their summons, by the way, can restore energy to a single unit, powerful crit rate and crit damage buff to a DPS, skill point neutral when ultimate is activated. That is not true, by the way. You need his S1. You need his S1. Otherwise, it will be a little bit rough, right? Because if you ideally only want to save up Sunday's ultimate right before his turn is going to expire, and just for the sake of achieving skill point neutrality, is not going to be able to hold up. But in any case, buffs can only affect one party member. I mean, he's right. He's right. The thing with Sunday is, though, you know what? We'll talk about Sunday in the future, right? Okay, anyways, moving on to Tribi. AoE area all type respan buff, follow up attack damage, AoE or dual DPS teams, but you need AoE units to fill up. No, bro. It's not AoE units. You need AoE environments. Even if you have D Herda and Nexa, if you're gonna go up against a single target, what is Tribi gonna do? Cry? Beg? Is she gonna beg for you to get additional energy from number of targets? Because it ain't gonna happen, right? So, what do, it is what it is. Evernido, high Mimo sprite damage, buff other Mimo sprites crit damage, and work as a standalone DPS or paired with casters, but buffs only work on Mimo sprites. I think that is relatively fair. Not too much to talk about over here. Then here, powerful healing. Party's max HP, decent damage through low. Okay, yo, by the way, this line over here, right, the third line, editor zoom in on that third line over there, can deal decent damage through little Iga. I'm not sure if you guys have tried for yourselves. If you were to run higher scene outside of Remembrance, the damage actually falls off by quite a considerable amount. And the reason being, the damage is tied to the actual healing given to your entire team. And Remembrance is the one that summons the additional Mimo sprite for you to increase your overall healing, because our healing is AoE. So the less party members you have on team, the less healing she's gonna do, and the less healing she's gonna do, the less damage she's gonna do. So this is not fully factual, right? And then on top of that, if you want to run a higher scene just for the sake of a sustain, and you only run out to do basic, you will eventually run out of her ultimate. I guarantee you will run out. You can just try in the Sunday boss right now if you want to run higher scene. Any non-Mimo sprite teams, if you run her, you will probably face energy problems, which is also why DHPT has kind of been the go-to for a lot of attack scaling DPS, right? So just a little bit of a 2 cents. A high innate speed set, that is not really a set, okay, relies on skill usage for healing and ultimate time. That is also very, very fair. So that's gonna be that. The Pato. Holy. Staggering shields are great for sustain, grants an ally summon with an extra instance of damage, boosts a bond mate attack based on his own, sure. Light cone are limited due to being attack scaling, just run Himiko as one, can work with HP scaling teams. Why? But why? Are you gonna run with Blade? My Day? Evernight? Like, at that point, you might as well just run Gallagher, right? Okay, I'm just saying, right? Okay, anyways, okay, I'm very interested to see what the hell is Hue and Fei Xiao doing, because I'm not sure if y'all have been aware. I don't see Sai reading assets, by the way, which is kind of crazy. Okay, but let's just take a look. Hue. Great healing. 20, great healing by the way. At E0, great healing. Can cleanse allies outside of her turn. Okay. Party-wide energy regeneration and attack buffs. Relies on skill usage for healing uptime. I think this is like the perfect example of like anything you want to say in a tier list. Right? It is completely based on your perspective. Because you can literally flip everything around and it will still hold you. She has shit healing. She can cleanse allies, but who the f cares about then cleanse when your teammate is literally gonna be dead, right? Nobody cares. I would rather stay alive than stay cleansed, right? Party-wide energy regeneration as well attack buff. I think that's completely fine, but I'm dead. So like, what's my ultimate gonna do if I'm dead? You know what I'm saying? So relies on skill set for yeah. So basically, you have 0 skill points. So all matter of perspective. But that being said, she is still one of my favorite DPS in the entire game. Did I say DPS? I meant something. Okay. Anyways, now we're gonna move on to the actual greatest unit of all time, Fei Xiao. Powerful single target depth, true. Ultimate can ignore weakness, true. Free to play for any team, true. Struggles in multi-target content, not true by the way. You can literally use Fei Xiao to clear every single content in HSR Endgame. Every single content. And then on top of that, she goes to the gym. She eats a lot. She can run. She can use Eagle 4-piece. She can run Bobbin. Alright, and y'all don't use Bobbin anymore. She can do a 0 AV, 0 cycle. Mose is one of the best, and Bro is basically a free unit. And she's hot. And she sits on my face. So that's the reason why she is an SS tier, right? So that's gonna be SS out of the way. Now let's move down to the bottom. Oh. Wait. Oh, Cyrene is the same tier as Bobbin. Exceptional. So we have Cyrene, Bobbin, Acheron, My Day, Archer, Firefly, Cypher, Ceridra, Dahlia, and Ying Li, Ranmei, Sparkle, Baronia at E0 by the way, Saber, RMC, Reba, Fagyu, Hysolence, Avenger, Lingsha, Aglaya, Jade with Kafka, as well as Gallagher. Holy. Okay, let's take a peek over here. Alright, so first things first, Cyrene. Holy. Okay, so we have team-wide true damage buff simply by being on the field. Enhances Chrysos hair, cleanse debuff for ultimate, free to play like on option, but bars are only used for Chrysos hair, and ultimate needs a lot of turns to charge up. Outside of a previous, oh my god, that is literally one of the biggest misinformations ever since the early access server. Where people think you just don't get her ultimate, you take 5 business days to get it out. Where we literally have proven that she literally gets the ultimate every single time without fail, if you can actually just give it a proper setup or whatever it's gonna be. So I'm very angry right now. I'm really mad. But in any case, that's gonna be our top of S prices. So Cyrene, unfortunately, is literally worse than Huan Huan. Is literally worse than is worse than D Herda. Is worse than Teep. Exceptional. So now we're gonna take a look at Bobbin. Party-wide action value advantage of ultimate, team-wide attack and crit damage, skill point friendly. Honestly, really no. Bobbin is not skill point friendly. I don't know where y'all get this logic from, because she basically doesn't do shit, and you will almost always spam her skill just to get the ultimate as fast as possible so they can return back to the ultimate phase. At best, you get the ultimate back with a single basic, but at worst, you're constantly spamming skill, and she is like so slow, you are relying just on 3 people managing your skill point economy. So this is just not true. High ultimate energy cost, I just run Cyrene E2, right? Very good. Okay, that's gonna be our E0 Bobbin. Acheron. Okay, I just want to say I'm very happy to see that Fei Xiao absolutely dunked on Acheron, so that makes me extremely happy. So I'm not gonna say too much, but let's just say Acheron. Ooh, single target and AoE scenarios, innate self buffs, ultimate can ignore enemy weakness. Her light cone along the passing shore is mandatory. You have to get her light cone, otherwise she will literally go buff flip explode, even though we have boundless choreo from like 1 year ago. But yeah, if you don't have her light cone, she will go buff flip explode, right? So very, very good. Very, very nice, right? My day. High AoE damage, very tanky, tons of crit rate, so basically 40%. Auto gameplay. Okay, this thing right here, I wouldn't really call it a bad thing, especially for casuals, because y'all just press one button anyways. Ding, ding, ding. So what is the difference? If anything, bro's kit is so straightforward. It's so straightforward that you can actually just make use of him at like 90% efficiency because of the fun button. The only you kind of maybe need to do is to select who you want to hit your ultimate and then make him go there with the God Slayer. But that's kind of pretty much it. So I think there's a little bit of like two-way thing. Also, your Ryan Lam, thank you so much for the 8 months, right? Okay, Archer. Skill deals a lot of damage and toughness damage. One of the highest ultimate multipliers in the game. Free to play. Okay, check. You know why he has a free to play friendly light cone option? You know why he has it? Because his S1 is free. Yep, his S1 is literally free. So there really is no other unit in this entire game that is a better free to play light cone option. That is literally free. So that needs Sparkle to do his best. Okay, I don't really know why Archer has this line over there where it says needs Sparkle to do his best. Because you already assume that we have their ideal setup. There's a Final not having needs Ceridra to do his best. There's a Cassius saying needs Hyacinth to do her best. There's a Anaxa saying, like, all these units, you kind of need them to be their best, right? Especially with the DPS. So I'm not too sure why bro is getting a little bit of a biased treatment over here. Struggles a lot in AoE scenarios. Okay, that is true though. That is true. He does struggle quite a bit in AoE scenarios, but I think he's still holding on pretty nicely for now. And then we'll see how bro is going to be cooking up in version 4.0. So that, Firefly. Oh, and there it is. Powerful break damage. In blunt fire weakness. Quite tanky. Okay, Firefly is honestly surprisingly tanky. I'll give it that. Will struggle against enemies that can disable their own toughness bar. Okay, this line, first of all, is 100% factual. Second of all, I better see the exact same line for Rabbi and Budil. Right, because last time I checked, Super Break DPS won't do well against toughness lock enemies. Oh, and these specific supports like Trailblazer and especially Runmate. Okay, this is how I know bro is legit living in 2025 or rather late 2024. Because this is honestly a little bit like we literally can't tell the difference between Runmate HMZ as long as you have Dahlia, right? Or even Fuchs. So that is gonna be the vibe. Like, alright, Car. Very fast follow-up attacker. Powerful ultimate damage when the tally is high. Permanent vulnerability debuff. Damage outside the ultimate is on. She has no damage. And I don't know why damage is kind of being taken into consideration here, because Cypher was never really meant for to do damage. Her existence is just stand there. She is literally like a real life cat. She stays there and she can do absolutely nothing for like 90% of the battle. And all you need to do is save up that one ultimate to finish up the last 50% of the boss HP at the final phase. So, and then what to do, it is what it is, right? Ceridra. Okay, buff skill damage allows DPS to use a skill twice. Very easy to build because of attack and speed buffs. Shouldn't this very easy to build be given a Firefly then? Because Bray is pretty much the easiest unit to build in the entire world. This is, okay, I think that a lot of these things over here, their ease of build shouldn't really be that big of a consideration, because stamina is kind of the same between all targets, unless you have like, okay, Cyrene is probably one of the most difficult ones to build, because you want speed, crit damage, all three, and HP. All those other units, they are like kind of manageable. It's just that crit DPS are all the exact same, and then Fireflies are really easy. So, and then what I do, buffs only one target ally, okay, and they are only best used with DPS who deal skill damage. Sure, I think I can agree with that. Okay, anyways, the Dahlia. Break damage outside of weakness. provides weakness break efficiency, implant a weakness based on DPS, free to play like current option, only useful in break teams. I honestly don't really know if that is deserving of a minus point. Like the statement where the break support is good in break teams, or the skill support is good with skill teams. I just feel like it doesn't really make sense, because if you're gonna be finding someone to buff your break team, you are gonna get her. So this point is completely irrelevant. If you are gonna be running a DPS at a Nexa Fan or even Archer, you are probably gonna be getting Servidra. So like the points are just doesn't make sense. It's like, you know, like salespeople, right? If someone tries to sell you something, but if you don't need that something, then just don't get it. But if you're already someone that's looking like, for example, right, you're looking for an oven because your oven broke now, and then now you see an oven, then the bad thing about the oven is, oh, the oven is not a refrigerator, right? The oven can't store food because it's not cold. Like, it doesn't make sense, right? If you're looking for something and that something gives you exactly what you're looking for, then that's all that needs to be done, right? If you're looking for a cat, you won't say like, oh, the cat is not a dog, therefore the cat sucks. Right, so I think this minus point just legitimately just does not make sense. So let's move on into the next unit. I'm quite surprised Yunli can actually stay S+ tier, and I really wonder who is like worse. Okay, I think one unit that didn't make the S+ is probably Jingyuan, but I will see more as we scroll down a little bit, right? Yunli. Okay. Powerful across endgame with physical weakness. I think that is not true, because if the enemies don't hit you, what the f is she gonna do, right? So powerful in both single target and AoE. I would prefer her to be in single target so that the bounces can land on the single target. Ultimate can trigger even if the enemy doesn't attack. Why would you do that? You know? Oh, to build pity, that is true. A high ultimate energy cost. It's literally a good thing that it allows Yuni's ultimate energy to be so high, because you can stack on beyond just a single ultimate. Would you rather Yuni have 120 energy and then she can't go overflow? You get what I'm saying? Damage relies heavily. Okay, that is also completely factual. So last line is gonna be okay. I run mate. Best support for break damage teams. Okay. Wait, Runmei doesn't even have a minus point, guys. She has a 0 downsides. It's just 3+ points. Party-wise speed and all-time rest band with skill point friendly. I would say the order probably glazes Runmei a little bit. But if I were to be neutral over here as the HSR expert, she does no toughness bar damage in a break team, which is really bad. Which is also why HMC and Dahlia easily can basically just get the job done. Because if you are gonna be there and you're waiting for DPS to like get our toughness bar down, because you yourself on Runmei is not dealing any toughness bar damage, the damage actually falls off by quite a bit. Because your break damage is going to be seen from action value. So every single time your Runmei does no toughness bar damage, the battle just drags on like way longer. Compared to, for example, HMC, where once you get an imaginary weakness, or like you get yourself the weakness in blood, she's going to do a lot more, right? And Dahlia just kind of ignores it and Phil does a few things, right? So that is going to be personally Runmei's biggest weakness in the break team, right? Alright, next. Sparkle. Okay, full transparency. I don't know when this video is coming out, but by the time 4.0 is coming, Sparkle is not the same Sparkle anymore, right? Which kind of reminds me, I literally just realized this coming early access server is gonna be so busy, because I need to do early access for Yao Guang and for Sparkle and for Black Swan and for Anomaly Arbitration and for New Currency War and the Zero Cycle. So like it's gonna be real.
Julian.
Okay, in any case, our Sparkle provides a lot of skill points with an ultimate. 4 skill points, yes, but after the buff, I feel she's probably gonna be getting a little bit more. Provides turn advance to a single unit, yep, 50%. Provides damage and crit damage, okay. Requires good sub-stat rolls if you wanna get the most out of her kit. Why not just add that line to every single unit here? Your final shouldn't be on 70% crit rate with like 140 crit damage, right? Same thing for your casters, same thing for your Anexa, same thing for your Liherda. Sunday is honestly kind of easy because you can build him low speed and high crit damage. Tip also, right? You want bro to be honest at least close to 60% for the bow and 4-piece. Every single crit DPS wants the exact same thing, so I have no idea why Sparkle here has at one of the highest requirements. So I didn't want to do any wordy. But yeah. Frankly speaking, E is so Bronya, I will put it in like B tier at this point. Straight up. So we are just gonna leave it as that because everything out there is basically copy and paste the exact same on Sparkle. So and then what I do, right? I Saber. Holy shit, that is quite a lot of the app. Innate crit makes her easy to build. Okay, great in single target and AoE. She's not that good in AoE. Okay, but anyways, high toughness bar damage, that is okay. Free to play for any like on options. Yep, 4 of anyone's thing. Skill point heavy. Not really. Because her enhanced basic gives you back skill points. So honestly, not really. And I honestly, if you were to use Saber without Sunday, it just feels like you might as well just don't use at that point of time. So that's gonna needs premium supports. That is pretty fair and very technical to use optimally. Okay, out of every single DPS I've seen in this entire list, Saber is the first DPS that I see them right technical to use optimally, which means that Game 8 believes Saber is the highest skill ceiling DPS in HSR. Because I don't see that line for any other DPS. Not our Eagle 4-piece facial, not the power of Firefly, not Sirene. I mean, Sirene is really easy to use, but not for anyone, only for Saber. So if you are a Saber main, you are basically the Ban Yue mains of Honkai style. Exceptional, right? Okay, moving on. RMC. Team-wide crit damage buff, turn advance and true damage, but turn... What the f are they saying? Turn advance can ruin rotations if not planned properly. Your clothes will get wet if you pour water on your clothes. Your food will get hot if you put them in the microwave and turn on the microwave. You will not get the benefits of RMC if you don't know how to get the benefits of RMC. So I have no idea why they thought it was okay to say this, but they didn't have the technical to... If anything, the technical to use thing should be given to RMC, right? So that's just gonna be me personally. Justice for Mimi, justice for Mimi. Anyways, wrap up. Powerful across all endgame content with imaginary weakness. I don't know about that. Single target. Okay, chat. Sam has imaginary weakness. Try running Reba against Sam. Strong in both single target and especially AoE. Okay, AoE, 100%. I have no idea who the hell is giving them the information that Reba is good in single target environments. Because the way that Repa's damage actually works is that you need to gain charge. And you gain charge from breaking multiple shit. Alright, you want to have the erudition environment so that she can actually scale her super damage. If you're just purely up against single target, it is really, really rough. So Adewardura needs her ultimate to deal damage. No innate weakness ignore. Okay, that is a valid criticism, right? That is a no weakness input, no weakness ignore. That is very, very valid. So and then what I do? Phew, holy excellent support for brave teams. Help an ally ignore enemy weakness. It's normally ignore, by the way. It's just 50% ignore. You really, really still want to get their weakness in blood. Provides defense threat on multiple enemies. Skill point friendly, yes. Low damage output. What the? Why is that even a line? Low damage output. You might as well just give this to Huan Hui. Low damage output. Huan Hui can only use her basic attack, therefore low damage output. Ranmei has low damage output because she can only use a basic attack. I have no idea what this even means. Super break and defense threat compared to... Huh? Who else? Wait, what the f is this like? Weaker super break and defense rate compared to other support. Like who? Who else are they talking? I have no idea who they're talking. Oh, they're talking about the upcoming version 4.7 break support that's coming out in like 8 months. And then they will power creep fuck you. Okay, I see. You know what? Don't worry about it. Let's just move on. Okay, Hydrant's powerful DOT when the zone is up, provides defense and vulnerability debuffs. Ultimate can restore a skill point, free to play for any Lycons, but relies on Kafka to keep up with other DPS. And no free to play friendly teams. Okay, chat. To be completely logical, if you think about it, right? If you are a DOT main, technically, if you play DOT, it's really free to play friendly because you don't even pull for any other units. You only care about a single archetype. So it gets very easy for you as a DOT main to decide who you want to pull for. So by that definition, if you are a DOT main, after you log into those DOT units, you have no pressure to spend anymore. But if you're somebody that pretends to be a DOT main, and then you play you pull Black Swan, but you didn't pull Kafka, you pull Hyacinth and you don't want to pull Kafka, then I think it's a little bit of a conflict of interest as to like, are you really gonna be there to like pull for them, right? And also, I have heard that apparently, I'm not too sure how true this is, but apparently Ceridra could replace Kafka, because the duplicated skill from Ceridra can actually function with Hyacinth. I'm not too sure how this is. I've never tried it out myself, because the implication with Hyacinth with Cyrene is that Cyrene likes to block her own DOT. So you might as well just give her Ceridra, and then she gets double skill, and she gets more energy, which helps more ultimate. So I'm not sure how this is gonna be. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's just go down now. Aventurine. Strongest shield in the game. Wait, what is DHPT's line again? So DHPT has stacking shield is great for sustain. Aventurine is strongest shield in the game, by the way. Holy shit, that's all you know, right? That's all. Provides a party-wide. Wow. Oh my god, Effect Rest, guys. Effect Rest is my favorite buff, because I love gambling 50-50s whether I get crowd control by enemy debuffs. Thank you, Aventurine. Thank you for letting me gamble 50-50s for every single crowd control there is in the entire game instead of just giving me a goddamn cleanse. So thank you so much. A skill point friendly. Honestly, at this one is a little bit considerable, because sometimes you just want to spam your skill, right? Ultimate can only target one enemy. What? What the f does that even mean? Okay, Ultimate can only target one enemy, and therefore he is a shitty ass unit. You know what? You're absolutely fucking right. Hail Aventurine in game. Alright, Leisha. Yo, don't let Sarah see this. Great and frequent healing. Follow-up attacks can cleanse allies off turn. Ultimates can increase break damage received. A bit skill point heavy. A bit. Just a little bit skill point heavy. Like a teeny weeny bit. Like you wouldn't even feel the difference between Lingsha and Gallagher when it comes to skill point economy. It's just a little bit skill point. You know what? I'm not even gonna argue. You guys can just talk about it yourself downstairs. Anyways, oh my goodness. Has a lot of innate speed, which results in a lot of turns. Oh, because more speed means more turns in HSR, guys. Oh my god, bro. Thank you. I didn't know that, bro. Attacks very frequently because of her speed and Mimo sprite. Okay, what the hell is the difference between line 1 and line 2? A lot of speed equals to a lot of turns. And with those a lot of turns, you attack very frequently. What else are you gonna do when you get your turn? Is Aglea gonna sit there and play League of Legends? Is she gonna AFK and do Chowayo? No, right? Like, she's obviously gonna okay, I have no idea what the second line is about. A very skill point friendly, which is definitely gonna be true, needs E1 and Sunday to fix her energy problems. Or I can get Cyrene. Ultimate requires a lot of energy. What? Damage! Okay, out of all the units I saw over here, this is probably, with all due respect to the order, this is probably like the least amount of effort I've seen in the entire tier list. Those 3 points literally just says, it's like bro is speaking without speaking. He is writing without writing. The ultimate needs a lot of energy, and the damage outside the ultimate is for you. Why? Okay, why I just say this? Final needs a lot of stacks for his Chrysos hair core flames. Cyrene needs like a kabillion stacks. And then she will never ever. Okay, technically she did write that, right? They did write that Cyrene will never ever charge an ultimate outside of a premium remembrance team, right? So that's kind of true. What else can we say? Oh, right, Casterus. Oh, Casterus needs 100% charge on Pollux, and she deals no damage outside of Pollux. Casterus don't deal damage without the dragon. So like this kind of run is just a little bit interesting, if I can say so myself. So let's just move on. Kafka can deal damage through DOTs, doesn't need crit stats. Okay, that's fair. Heavily relies on the party members' DOT to deal damage. So our DOT triggerer needs DOT. Yeah, because I was literally about to use Kafka with Casterus. Thank you so much, GameMate, for telling me this knowledge. Struggles in endgame content without buffs tailored for her and a premium team. Okay, I feel that is low-key a slender to every single DOT made in the entirety of all HSR existence. So the HSR community, don't read this. Don't read this sentiment for Kafka. I think this sounds like the harshest line out of everything, by the way. They're not even trying to hide it. It's like she will struggle in endgame content, bro. Struggle for an S+ tier unit. Struggling. So that is gonna be, and then what I do, I am very interested to see what the hell is Jade on about. Great AoE damage follow-up deck, skill point friendly, made for pure fiction, struggles a lot with single target content without the hurt up. I honestly still have no idea why Jay is an S+ here, but you know what, to each their own, and I want to do anybody. Gallagher. Ooh, very skill point friendly. Besotted debuff can heal allies and increase break damage. That's really good. Good for a lot of teams and great in break damage team. But cleanse is locked behind. Okay, to be completely fair, that last line is true. I am a proud owner of a E0 Gallagher for a while on my free-to-play account, and before I got that E2 Gallagher, I was like, wait, why the fuck is my cleanse, bro? But like, oh wait, I don't even have his E2. So you know what, for the free-to-plays out there, because free-to-plays have no items, right? Yeah, free-to-plays, this is actually a valid criticism. There is one more thing that they forgot to add, which is if you were to use Gallagher, you completely invalidate Lingsha mains, and then they'll go buff them as well, right? Okay, anyways, let's move on into the next tier, which is S tier. Damn. Oh boy. Okay, okay, so we have Jingliu, Blade, Boothill, Silver Wolf, Tingyun, Jingyuan, Topaz, Jiaoqiu, Fuxuan, Pella, Black Swan. Okay, Black Swan being here, I think for now still okay. 4.0 is coming. We'll see where that goes. Lurcha, HMC, 107, and Mose. Alright, let's take a look at what we have here. Innate crit rate, easy to build, great blast damage, skill point neutral, low damage outside. Okay, this line literally just like, I don't even know what's the point. So, no dedicated supports. To a certain extent, it's kind of true. Because she's basically using the leftovers from like Sunday and Tribi, right? They are not made for Jingliu. It's that she can use the hand-me-downs. It's that Jingliu is the youngest child, right? And then they just use the hand-me-downs from their older siblings. So, and then what I do? Other than that, I think S is honestly a little bit generous. But let's just go on to the next one. Blade. Self-sustaining AoE DPS, efficient with skill points, does not benefit from attack buffs. Why the is that even? Why doesn't this line hold for Casterus? Does not benefit from attack buffs. 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 Or you might as well just say does not benefit from HP buffs. Right, Phylon does not benefit from HP buffs. Bro does not benefit from HP buffs. Like, what the is this? Like, okay, despite the self-sustain, he still needs a healer to keep him alive. To be fair, I have seen a couple of sustainless blades. But then again, it is definitely not too comfortable. And then what I do? Alright, anyways, boot hail. Ooh, powerful single target damage. Ultimate can implant physical effect and delay enemy. Delay enemy is really good. Skill point. Skill point, I honestly think not so much. If anything, boot hail consumes quite a bit, right? At the start of the battle, you need to spam multiple pocket trick shots alongside with your unit ultimates. So he's like super heavy on the skill point control. Later on is a little bit better, but he doesn't really generate skill points himself anyways. So not too friendly personally. Struggles in multi-target content, okay. Will struggle against enemies that can disable their own toughness bar. Thank you, gaming. I did not know that. Okay, that's gonna be for our boot hail. Very straightforward. Silver Wolf. In blunt missing weakness, inflict a lot of debuffs simply by attacking. Is basically attack, defense, and speed. Right? Okay. As well as the in blunt weakness, what? Oh, I think they did not update their Silver Wolf rework. They are still living in 2025, so it is what I do. In blind weakness, one enemy at a time, and the more different enemy, yeah, okay, they definitely do not update this. So, yo, game 8, time to log in, hire a better Silver Wolf editor, and we can update that a little bit, right? Alright, Ting Yuan. Energy regeneration, party wide attack and crit damage buff. Wait, am I getting gaslighted? Ting Yuan has a party-wide attack and crit damage buff. Wait, for a split second, I felt like I was about to go crazy. Yeah, single target, right? Crit damage. Bro. What are they saying? Did they just copy and paste this from Bronya? Bro, I'm 99.999% positive. They literally just copy and pasted this from Bronya. I'm like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. They're all 1.0 supports. Let me just slap it back up over there. So that's probably what happened for Damien. So it is what next, skill point friendly. First of all, she's not really skill point friendly. And second of all, why is skill point friendly a negative thing? Exceptional. Buffs can only affect one party member. And then want to do it what here. Okay, so that's gonna why it takes for bro to be S tier. Very good. Jing Yuan. Strong AoE damage. Decent single target. DPS is slow unless paired with something that is fair. Lightning Lord will not move. Okay, that is very fair. Lightning Lord not moving if he gets crowd control. And you know what's crazy about this point? I said this since 1.0, by the way. And that is what got me into my first drama in HSR. I said Jing Yuan's Lightning Lord is cooked, and I got destroyed. I got cancelled by the Jing Yuan mains community for literally just saying the truth. So that is just absolutely fucking insane. Needs Sunday to fix a lot of his ways. TLDR, bro is Sunday's bad buddy. Pobes. Great support for follow-up attack teams. I mean, technically, it's right. If you don't have Mosaic. Oh, wait, it's a 4-star. Yeah, that's why we never get 4 stars at HSR anymore. Yeah, because of people like Mosaic and Gallagher. So it is what I do. Skill point friendly, I would definitely try to give us more skills so that we can get our ultimate as far as possible. Can deal a lot of toughness bar damage when the ultimate is up. Assuming that you have the right weakness, on her own, the personal damage isn't that great. So TLDR B tier unit, right? Okay, Jiao Qiu. Inflicts a vulnerability debuff. Can increase ultimate damage with ultimate. Only best used with Acheron. Who is gonna tell bro that Cypher is a thing now? Wait, who is gonna tell the Jiao Qiu author that bro has literally been unemployed for the past 6 months? Ooh, a little bit unfortunate. It ain't what the Fu Xuan. Party-wide damage mitigation. Skill can resist crowd control. Team-wide crit rate and HP buff. Struggle against enemy that can deal an absurd amount of AoE damage. So basically every other endgame content we have hit this right now. Exceptional Fusion is basically when buff flame explode. Alright, Pella. AoE dasher of the ultimate, dispel enemy buff with a skill point friendly, okay, needs resolution to be a viable support. Or you can just run tutorial. Like literally just run tutorial, right? It's not that deep. So all I want to do, Black Swan. Okay, bro just gave up writing. I think the author just got sick and tired. Like, okay, nobody's gonna read this anyways. And then now we only have 2 lines. Great DOT damage, decreased defense, and ignores defense on the DOD. Fantastic. Nobody cares about Black Swan. Very good. Holy. Excellent healing. Remove enemy bars with ultimate. Immune to crowd control. I am pretty sure he is not immune. He has 80% control rest because I swear I have mounted super hard when I saw Luocha getting crowd control. Unless I'm getting guessed in. Okay, 70%. So we are literally just lying for fun. That's just absolutely exceptional. Skill point friendly, only has heals and cleanses, nothing else. What the does that even mean, bro? You might just say Firefly can only deal super break damage and nothing else. Aggron can only deal damage if you give them debuffs. And not, like, I don't really know what this exactly means. Being attack scaling makes him... Okay, that last line is true, right? Being attack scaling does in fact make him more squishy compared to other assassins. So, what do? Alright, HMC. I am very interested to see why is HMC in this tier. Okay, break and super buff. High total support damage gets better with islands, which are free, by the way. Deals significantly less damage on the enemies if the enemy... So basically the weakness is there are none. There are no weakness because HMC has no weakness. Also, they forgot to mention one very important thing. I'm not sure if the author here knows what this meaning of the Lycon is. It is called the. And I have yet to see a single mention of the in the entire tier list. And they already mentioned resolution. And I feel like the as a unit by itself, as a Lycon, can literally make a unit go to from like S to S here. And HMC is one of those units. So, and then what I do? Alright, Hanmar 7, a lot of 0 target, crit or break DPS, offensive buff for hyper carry, struggles against scenarios with multiple enemies. Okay, chat, about Hanmar 7, right? About Hanmar 7. Has a high single target damage and town. Oh my god, no, thank you so much, 27 months. Performs less in other team counts compared to Full Up and struggles against multiple enemies. TLDR, if you like to play Full Up, but that you can run Mose and you'll never remember who the hell Tobias actually is, right? Alright, chat, we have been on this tier list for like almost 47 minutes, so it's time for me to wrap it up right now. I'm just gonna go and take a look at the final list right here. Okay, chat, respectfully, to everyone in the B and C tier, I'm just gonna skip y'all, okay? Is it okay if I skip y'all? It's okay? Alright, let's just go into our final tier, the A tier. Doctor Ratio. AYU. Scylla. Amazing single target damage. Wait, I need to screenshot this. This is a yoink of a yoink. Amazing single target damage. Oh my goodness, I love Game AR. Bro knows game. Game is game. Amazing single target damage. Can gain extra turns and increase damage resurgence. Skill point hungry and struggles against multiple enemies with high HP. So every single game content. Very, very good. Ooh, damn. Oh, high blast damage and bases are fully charged. Can deal increased crit damage on image. Very skill point hungry. Needs Spargo. Can struggle on enemies that he cannot weakness break. Wait, why? Are they playing Super Break DHPD? Why does this not even show up for DHPD? E2 deal. Struggle on enemies that you cannot witness break. That is very, very interesting. But let's take a look at Himiko right now. Ooh. Performs well with another DPS and true witness break. Struggles in single target. Needs some investment to perform optimally. What does that even mean? You might as well just have that line for like every other unit in HSR. Needs some investment to perform optimally. So alright, Argentina, yo, Sarah, don't look. Ooh. High AoE damage. Crit rate, which is 25%. Both ultimates can be used depending on the need. Ultimate is a high energy cost. Damage drops of. Oh, right, yep. Argenti without ultimate don't deal damage. Very good. Struggles against single target scenarios. Okay, you know what? This is not that bad. I give this a pass, right? W Argenti, W is Kalala. Nobody plays it anymore. Asta. Ooh, speed and attack. Toughness bar damage if a single target. Stacks are hard to maintain without using skill point. And other harmonies perform better than her. Exceptional. And I think everyone else, nobody just kind of cares anymore. So it is what I do. It is what it is. And with that, we are going to come into the end. Oh, we have an endgame tab. Whoa! Okay, I have 1 more hour in me. I have 1 more hour in me, right? We're gonna spend another 1 hour right here, right? Okay, so this is the SS tier. This is the S tier. And this is the S tier. A tier. B tier. C tier. Okay, you know what? I am just gonna look at this real quick. So Mock is gonna be. Do they have different descriptions? Okay, they have no descriptions. Okay, so we can just generally take a look then. Okay, so Mock at SS is Aaron Violon, Cassia, Sunday, Daria, Herda, Cyrene, Hyacinth, Alexa, Lengsha, My Day, Runmate, Babin, Rabba, Facel, Team, DHPD, Aventuring, and Huan Huan. I think out of this list, half of them don't belong here, so we can just drop them now. Pure Fiction. Okay, Cyrene, Avenite, Finon, D, Herda, Rabba, Kazris, Team, Himiko. Okay, also Himiko, this Pure Vision is really, really good to be completely fair. Firefly, Jade, Hyacinth, Kafka, Herda, Runmate, I have no idea why the hell do they have Huan Huan in so high for so many different team comps, but everyone do. And finally, A-Box Shadows, which is basically half of the entire game's roster, except for the kitchen sink. So that is gonna be there for our A-Box Shadow SS tier. Alright, let's take a look at the S plus here. Holy, Acheron is gonna be at a S plus tier, guys. Oh my goodness, that does be really good, right? Acheron is in the same tier as Archer, with Saber. And DOT double combo. That's very, very good. So real someone didn't make it to SS, so it is what I do. Car, fuck you, Budio, Yingli, RMC. RMC is worse than Huan Huan in MOC. RMC is worse than E0 Bobbin in MOC. That is absolutely fucking insane. Blade, Lurcha, Spargo, Bronya, Jade, Jing Liu is in the same tier as Aglaia now. Jiao Qiu, who invited, bro? Gallagher, HMC, and Ting Yun and Silver Wolf. Right, then we have this for Pure Fiction. Saber, Nexal, Yunli, Serija, Hisense, Babu. Stop. Enough is enough, right? And then lastly, we have A-Box Shadows, which is that is gonna be our A-Box Shadow thingies. Very, very good. And lastly, in the S to A tier, okay, Firefly is worse than Jing Liu, bro. When bro just got the Dahlia, she is worse than Jing Liu. Argenti is in the same tier as Firefly for. Bro, that's how you know this tier list is 100% Firefly hater, right? Whoever wrote this hates Firefly, right? Firefly is in the same tier as Dr. Ratio. She's the same tier as Stella. Absolute cinema. Absolute fucking cinema. So, very, very good. Firefly means your waifu has literally been reduced to a 1.0 D. How does it feel for Firefly to be in the same category as a 1.0 DPS? Literally right after she just got Nadia, right? You know what? That's absolutely fantastic. Then after we have ourselves Pure Fiction. Honestly, Pure Vision doesn't look that crazy. Though that's gonna be there, and then this is gonna be the rest of these that nobody plays, and all those others are basically dead, right? Okay, so with that, we have come into the end of the best tier list I have ever seen in a Honkai Star Rail history with the latest 3.8 update as of January 2026, last updated on the 5th of Jan. So you know for a goddamn fact Firefly just got an update, right? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Word of the day is going to be not outdated, right? Literally last updated like less than 4 days ago. So join this, join this, use code POKE for them of gamer subs. All the best for guys. I'll see you guys next time. Hail Firefly, hail Firefly, hail Game 8.